Alright, so today I'm feeling a little bit adventurous and spirited, so I decided to do my event makeup look. So like if I know I'm going to take pictures, like nice pictures, or if I'm going to a pageant, or if I'm going, you know, just somewhere where I'm going to be in front of cameras, I always do this smoky eye, and it's my favorite. So I thought I'd film it for you guys today. So if you'd like to know how I got this look, then keep on watching. To get this look started, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Mary Kay hydrating gel, and also my Studio Fix NYX Photo Finish Primer in green. And I'm just gonna rub this all over my face until my skin is nice and plump with that moisturizer and smooth with the primer. All right, done. Let's move on to the eyes. I'm gonna zoom y'all in so y'all can see. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep my eyes with Maybelline Age Rewind, and I'm just gonna kind of rub that all over my lid. And then I'm gonna blend that out with a damp beauty blender. That's just gonna give us a nice sticky base for our shadows. Alright, so moving on to brows, I'm going to go ahead and use my How to Make Brows Wow, just like a regular powder. I still don't like to put too much on my brows because I like more of a natural look. So I'm going to use my Sephora angled brush. I'm going to go into the color Love 'Em All right here in the middle, and I'm just going to blend that powder up into my brows. Alright, and then once you're happy with how they look, I'm going to take some clear brow gel and I'm going to brush up those hairs. This is a little trick I like to do just in case your brows don't like to stay in place. I actually like to push them up and make them look kind of undone. And it just kind of seals that powder in. Alright, done. To set underneath the brow, I'm going to take my Mary Kay translucent powder and just going to take a large blending brush and just kind of lightly dust underneath. This is just going to keep the dark shadows from getting way up into our crease when we start working with the palette. Alright, now moving on to eyes. I am using, my palette of choice today is the Morphe Bronzed Mocha palette. It's a wonderful palette just for, you know, event makeup. It's got lots of bronzy shades, lots of purple tones, dark browns, cool browns. It's just a very, it's kind of the perfect palette for today since I'm doing a bronze smoky eye. Okay, now to start off this eye look, I'm going to start with a angled brush, and this one's from Eco Tools, and this is the Micro Blend. It's just a cheap brush from the drugstore, but I love working with angled brushes. It helps when I'm putting on the shadow to give it that kind of wing for the smoky eye. So I'm going to go in starting off with this very light transition shade right here just to kind of dust all over my lid. Okay, so kind of angling the pointed side out of your crease to kind of give it that angled look, and swirling motions up into the crease, and then whatever's left on the brush, take all the way in. Alright, now going into our next color, I'm going into the second darkest shade next to this, just for a darker transition as we're starting to build up that color in our smoky. So same brush and just dipping it back in to the darker color, transition shade, and same technique. Pat, pat, pat the most of color on the outside of the crease, and then slowly blend up into like almost like a triangle, and like slowly just blend up into that other transition color. And then whatever's left on the brush, take it on the inside of the lid. And then blend out any harsh lines that you see. Alright, now switching blushes. Now I'm going to a smaller angle brush, and I'm gonna go into a even darker transition color, next one down in the row, and I'm gonna start just focusing on that outer corner of the eye into the crease. Pat the color right into the crease and right on the outside of the line of your lash line. If it doesn't look very blended, that's okay right now, okay? Okay, now with that first brush, we're gonna go back in with the first transition shade and just kind of fondue all that together. And just blend, blend, blend. All right, now same step, darker color. So take this brush again, and now we're gonna go pretty dark. We're gonna go all the way down here into this brown shimmery shade, because we've prepped the eyes for that shade. Now we're going in with it. Brush, outside corner. Take it right in that crease and then some. Okay, very unblended. It's kind of looking funny, but now go back in with that first brush and then the second transition shade and blend that out. Okay, and if you're unhappy with how any of that looks, then go in with the first transition shade and just kind of lightly blend up into the brow bone and just kind of lightly transition. Okay, now we're going in with our shimmers since we got our smoky eye going here a little bit. I'm going to go in with this really pretty, just kind of, it's a very cool bronzy shimmer. So that's what I'm going to go in, and I'm going to be going in with a flat shader brush. Flat shader brush, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to go in with that shade and go all over my inner lid. I'm going about midway with that shimmer. And then if you haven't guessed it by now, going back in with the first brush, whatever's left on it, and just kind of blend that together in the middle so there's no harsh lines. Okay, on to eyeliner. So if I'm going to an event or something, or I'm going to have professional photos taken, it is normally best to wear black eyeliner unless you're wanting to have a more natural look. But in order for it to show up in the pictures, I'm going to use black eyeliner with this smoky eye look today, because I just don't feel like brown's dark enough for how dark we're going. Alright, so Mary Kay cream black liner. I'm just going to line my lash line very lightly. I'm going to go heavier on the ends. A little lighter towards my inner corner. Okay, now that we got black eyeliner on, I'm going to take a flat shader brush, and I'm using one of my favorite brushes, the Morphe M432, and I am going to just smudge that out with the dark shadow that we used, and just kind of have that be a more blended effect with our smoky. And then if you're unhappy with how any of that looks, you guessed it, transition shade, just kind of blend, blend, blend. Okay, that's pretty much how I do my smoky eyes if I'm going out to an event or such. I don't do my makeup like this on the daily. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I I know that looks kind of crazy. I like to do my eyes first so I don't mess up anything. I'm just going to take just a regular old baby wipe. I actually prefer baby wipes. They're super cheap. And they get everything. And they're really good on sensitive skin. So I'll just get the generic baby wipes from Walmart for makeup wipes. Alright, now on to skin. Okay, and since we're doing this for an event, we have to wear foundation, and I am going to wear my Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is in the color Tawny, and I'm going to mix it because I hate wearing foundation, and this foundation is like concrete. I'm gonna mix it. Also, favorite tip. For an event, I like doing liquid highlighter underneath my foundation. I'm going to do a dollop of this Revolution Starlit liquid highlighter all over my face, just about a drop. Then I'm going to take this Estee Lauder Tawny, and I'm going to do about a quarter dollop. Not even a quarter, probably more like a dime. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to do the e.l.f. hydrating drops. I'm going to do one. One goes a long way. And then I'm going to take my Morphe E6 stippling brush, and I'm going to mix that all together and then take this all over my face. And this stuff is great for the summer if you're going to an event, because it is sweat proof and will not come off. Just kind of stippling all over my face. Mixing in with that liquid highlighter, and it has amazing coverage. This foundation does. This is why I like to use it for weddings and brides. All right, damp beauty blender, blend that all out. Okay. All right, now to conceal these dark circles, we're gonna go back in with my Maybelline Age Rewind and conceal the crap out of your face if you're going to be taking professional pictures. You don't want to see any darkness. Just go a little crazy with it, and I know that looks bad right now, but just blend it out. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, and then after we've blended that out, you're going to take your beauty blender, then grab that Mary Kay translucent powder, and let's start to bake. Just setting underneath that eye and then setting that foundation, and then I'm going to take my Sephora large powder brush and just brush that away and blend the excess into the foundation to set. Okay, now we are looking very white. So let's bronze up the face. And for professional, you know, if I'm going to an event or having professional photos done or doing this much on my eyes, you have to, how do I say this, have enough face makeup to complement the eye makeup, but not too much. So with this, I always go darker on my bronzer. So I'm going to be using the darker shade of my Butter bronzer, and this is the darkest shade they have, Sunkissed. It's just the darker one of the two. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to be taking a very kind of dense powder brush. It's pretty dense, just to kind of build up that color along our hairline and cheekbone. And I'm going to be going in with this, and I love this because it smells like coconuts, but very, very lightly I'm going, because this can get kind of messy, I'm going to lightly like just line the cheekbones where I don't want that bronzer. This is called reverse baking, just to keep it kind of clean. So this powder will clean up whatever we don't want anywhere and just start to build up that color. Swirling motions along the cheekbones. And then whatever is left on the brush, bring it into the apples of the cheeks. Take it along your forehead. and then along your jawline. Alright, now that's a darker bronzer. And now this butter bronzer is I love it, but it's a matte bronzer, and I'm not about, you know, the matte. I like some radiance in my bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with my Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. It is $6 at Ulta, and it is amazing, and it's just got some luminosity to it. So I'm gonna go in with my Pro Contour brush, bigger side, and just do my contour like I normally do with that color already on there. This is a lighter shade than the bronzer that we used before. So it's a nice like blended effect for a very bronzed look. Flatter side, bronzer, and I'm gonna go just kind of lightly bronze the bridge of my nose. Alright, nice and bronzed. Alright, now let's wipe away that excess powder with our powder brush and just see how that kept it just kind of more nice and clean. It's not a super clean line because I don't like it when it's so sharp, but it keeps it clean. Alrighty, now let's go in with our highlighter. Now, even though I'm looking pretty dark and bronzed right now, I still like to go with my Becca Moonstone highlighter. It's pretty light, but it's just my favorite, and I feel like it gives you that, I don't know, I just like it. Just what I like it. Normally, if I was doing this on a client, I would use Opal. Since I'm so dark, I would use Opal, which is a nicer, like a darker brown opal type highlight, but this one is more of like a star highlight. But anyway, Pro Foundation brush for my highlighter, and I'm going to take that along on top of the bronzer, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow. I love a Cupid's bow highlight. And then I'm just going to kind of take my finger and just kind of lightly blend that together. Your fingers are the best tools when applying makeup. Okay, and then I'm going to take just a little bit of highlighter, and I am going to put that in my inner corners. I love an inner corner highlight with these types of looks. Okay, now we're on to our last final steps. Okay, alright, so for blush, I'm gonna like to use a luminosity blush. I'm gonna do kind of like a darker pink, and this is Mary Kay Bold Berry right here in this palette, and I'm just gonna be using my Morphe E53 brush for my blush. And I love blush. I think it looks very natural. So I take it up into my bronzer and my highlight just to kind of give it a more sun-kissed effect. And if you're unhappy with how any of that looks, take your contour brush and just kind of blend that out. Okay, and then I like to glow, so Urban Decay Illuminizer, fingers, and I just kind of run that along right there. Okay, now I'm going to take my flat shader brush and that butter bronzer that we went in with before. I'm going to kind of tie it into the eyes, and I'm going to take this along my lower lash line and smoke that out. And you kind of meet it up into that corner tip. Okay, so that kind of ties in our face. Now we're going to go back in with our Morphe Bronze Mocha palette. Now we're going to take a little snippet of this darker shade and take that on along the lower lash line as well. But I'm keeping it more towards, you know, the half out. Not taking it on the inside. And this is going to blend the top and the bottom eyes in and really define our eyes. And I'm just going to take the other side of that and just kind of lightly blend that out. And that is our Smokey Eye. And let me put a little black eyeliner on that. Again, Mary Kay black eyeliner. I don't go all the way in with that. I just kind of go to the 3/4. And side note, I normally would put lashes on with this look, but since I'm just going around to the grocery store today, I am not going to put on lashes, and my eyelash extensions are just gonna have to do for this look today. Normally, like when I'm going to an event, I don't know how everybody else is gonna be wearing, and unless I'm wearing like something that's pretty bold and requires a bold lip, I'm gonna go with the nude lip. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take my MAC stripped down liner and I'm gonna line my lips. And I don't always line my lips, but when I'm wearing something that's really, really nude, it's important to have your lips lined out. Okay, and for those of you who aren't used to having your lips lined, it can be helped if you take your finger and just kind of rub it a little to give it a more natural effect of like lipstick. That way there's not such a harsh line. But you kind of want to like draw up your lip just a smidge until you're happy with that. I love this lip liner. It's a true nude. It's great to have in your kit. Alright, now I'm using a very sheer MAC shade. It's called Pretty Please. It is almost so sheer you can't see it. That's why we had to line. But I like it because it counteracts with the color of your natural lips. And then once we blend it into the lip liner, it's a nice like ombre nude. To top it all off, NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, just to set that in place for the day. And done. This is the finished look, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll have more videos next week. And bye guys.